Hey everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm here to share with you my TBR for the Roll of Reads Readathon. So this is a month-long readathon hosted by Mel from the Bookish Fiend Mel. I will link their channel and announcement video in the description below, and it is based on their TBR game, Roll of Reads. What they do is they take a D20, and they have a 5x4 grid of 20 prompts, and they roll a D20 and choose prompts based on which card they collect. The prompts for the 1, the 5, the 10, the 15, and the 20 don't change. As you can see, I've written a number 1 on the prompt, and I also have a 20. So like 20, for instance, is always mood read. So what you do is you lay them out flat and roll a die and pick the corresponding prompt. If you get a 15, for instance, you would not swap that prompt out, but if you got a 12, you would. There are also rewards that you get if you roll a d20, or a punishment if you roll a 1, because it's based on D&D, and I believe, now don't quote me here because I don't know tons about D&D, but in D&D, 1 is really bad and is not good for your character, and 20 is fantastic, hence rewards and punishments. You will also have to take a punishment, I believe, if you roll the same number 3 times. I have decided to do 5 rolls. So on to Past Chris to see those rolls. So here we are. As you can see, I've got everything set up and my dice is on my screen here. So we're just going to click roll. And I got 16. So 15, 16. The first prompt is going to be recently acquired. So we'll refresh that. For the second roll, a 19. Okay. We have random color generator. We'll go to roll number 3. 4. Set/published in the 80s. Roll number 4. 17. So 16, 17. Pretty cover. And our fifth roll. 6. Favorite genre. So as you can see, I got 5 very interesting prompts, and I did not get any number twice, nor did I roll any 1s or 20s, so no rewards and punishments. So the first prompt I got was recently acquired, and for this I'm going to read The Lightning Path by Aaron Hunter. It is currently in the mail right now. I pre-ordered the paperback version of this to match the other books in the series. This is the 5th book in the Bamboo Kingdom series. And I am very, very excited to get to this. This follows 3 pandas who were separated at birth, and a prophecy kind of brings them back together. And I have been meaning to get through this particular arc for a long time. Book 6, I believe, comes out either at the end of March or beginning of April. So I'm hoping to be able to be caught up in time to read book 6 when it comes out and finish up the arc. It is going to be one of the last books I acquire in February, so I thought it was the perfect book to choose for this prompt. Then the second prompt I got was random color generator. So here is the spin I did for random color generator. I just looked up one on the internet, and as you can see, I got honeydew green. And this took me a minute because honeydew green is not the most common color, but I think I've managed to satisfy it, and I'm going to read Kiki Kaleri Conquers a Curse because I feel like you have a little bit of honeydew green kind of mixed in with whoever this character is, but also like on the wheel of the wheelchair and a little bit down here. So this is the second book in the Kiki Kaleri series, and this series follows Kiki, who in the first book is dealing with a lot of anxiety, and to kind of drown some of that out, gets really into drawing this world based on an Indian myth. And then one day finds out that there is a tiny tear in her sketchbook that has allowed the characters from that sketchbook to kind of come to life, and she realizes that the myth she was drawing was real, and the kind of villain of this myth has used some of his powers to enter her sketchbook world in a bid to try to use the sketchbook world to get back to her world, which was also his world, and has to try to help the people in the sketchbook world defeat the villain. I really enjoyed book 1 and am very, very excited to catch up on the series. A lot of interesting things happened in book 1, and I thought there was some really good anxiety reps. I also liked that we had some disability rep with one of our side characters being in a wheelchair. And of course, getting to read about Indian folklore. So I'm really, really excited to dive back into this series and see what Kiki gets up to and what new Indian folklore inspired this one. My third prompt was set/published in the 1980s. And for this, I'm going to read Babe the Gallant Pig. I've never read this before, but it was published in, 1983, I believe. Yes. So it was published in the 80s. I think it might have also been made into a movie, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie, nor have I read the book. And it is a TBR vet, and I'm trying to work my way through all of the books I hauled in 2021 or before. So this seemed like a perfect time to use this for this prompt, since it fit it so perfectly and also helps me complete one of my 2025 goals. Then I pulled Pretty Cover, and for this, I'm going to read Wing Bearer. This is the first book in a graphic novel series, and I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I've read this before, but I do not remember what happens. So to continue on with the series, I need to reread book 1. It says, enter a world where magic takes flight. Zuli is an extraordinary girl. She just doesn't know it yet. Raised by mystical bird spirits high among the branches of the great tree, she has no idea what awaits in the world beyond her safe haven. But when a sinister force threatens the life-giving magic of the tree, Zuli must venture out with her guardian owl, Frowley, to get to the root of it. So begins an adventure bigger than anything Zuli could have imagined. One that will bring her face to face with an ancient dragon, a terrifying witch queen, and most surprising of all, her own true identity. So I do remember really enjoying this, and I remember thinking the art style was really gorgeous, but I don't remember the actual plot. So since I would like to catch up on this series, and I do own book 2, I thought this was the perfect time to stick this on a TBR because, like I said, I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to reacquaint myself with the series. And then the last prompt I pulled is favorite genre, and my favorite genre is fantasy. So for this, I'm going to read Cece Rios and the Queen of Brujas. This is the third and final book in the Cece Rios series. And this follows Cece, who has had quite the journey in the first 2 books. And I am very, very curious to see how her story wraps up. This was also a contender for Pretty Cover because I think this is another really gorgeous cover, though lots of middle grades would count for this. I read book 2 a couple months ago, so I'm very excited to be able to get book 3 while the details of book 2 are still somewhat fresh in my head and finish off this trilogy. So very, very excited to dive into this one. So there you have it. This is my TBR for the Roll of Reads Readathon. I'm very excited to take part. It looked like a lot of fun, so I'm glad I was able to make it work. And hopefully I will love all of these books, and it definitely will help me with some of my goals, because another one is to get the series I'm currently in the midst of under 100, and these will either catch me up or finish a series, so that's really, really awesome. This will allow me to be able to finish a series, as will the Lightning Path. So very excited to dive into all of these and looking forward to taking part. Thank you, Mel, for hosting and putting everything together and for sharing it with us so we can all play along with you this month. Are you taking part in the Roll of Reads? If so, let me know how your game went in the comment section below. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me dice emojis. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!